My name is Karen Cameron. I'm a candidate in the MET program at Boise State. I am very excited to be entering into the final phases of this program. I originally started in educational technology back in spring of 2012, and it's really exciting to be able to take everything that I've learned over the past 3 years and apply them to my new degree. I teach math at Canyon Springs High School in Caldwell, Idaho. I love my job. My school services at-risk youth. Over 97% of our students are considered free lunch, not even free and reduced, but free lunch. And we have a pretty high population of English language learners and migrant students. This program has allowed me the opportunity to become the digital leads coordinator for my school. So I get to work with other teachers in my building and teach them about new exciting technology, or just how to integrate technology more into their lessons and make it purposeful, and explain to them why they need to do it and how come it's important and how it can help their students better succeed in the future. I was also an integral part in getting our school to have a one-to-one iPad ratio. So just over a year ago, my principal came to me and she knew that I was in this program, and she said, "Hey, look, I think we need to do something about getting our students a one-to-one of something, whether it was a laptop or an iPad or a tablet or a Chromebook. We didn't know. We just knew that something needed to be done. Like I said, we service the low socioeconomic students, and we really wanted to give them the opportunity to have access to technology so they could succeed more when they went to college, and that was our goal for them. So ultimately, she settled on iPads, and it's been a really great learning experience to put a lot of the evaluations that I've done over the past few years into practice, apply the learning theories and the leadership styles that one of the classes really helped me focus on. And then just being able to provide professional development for my building, all of those things that I really was able to focus on in ed tech and then apply to my daily routines and daily life outside of just getting my master's, and use it in my professional life it's been fantastic. And that was just while I was getting the degree. So I'm really excited to see where it takes me after I get the degree. So the past 3 years have been full of lots of different courses that have challenged my mind, from designing instruction to evaluating large projects, to the one class that had me doing IT work and figuring out LANs and servers and all of that. And I can honestly say that is not my calling. So I made it through the class with a lot of help from my colleagues, but yeah, not my thing. So I'd like to take an opportunity to just briefly touch on some of the classes that really affected me and had a large impact on what I do and who I am. The first class was Ed Tech 502, Internet for Educators. And I really went into this class thinking, what could I possibly learn? I've been using the internet since the beginning of time. I felt like I was part of it from the first time dial-up was offered. And so I didn't really think that there's going to be that much to it. I thought, oh, this will be fun. And it was fun. But I learned so much more about how to use the internet for me and for teaching. And not just research, which I think is what we all get kind of stuck on, like, oh, I don't know how to spell a word, so I'm going to get on Google and figure it out, which is a thing now. This is kind of cool that that's a thing. But anyway, 502 really got me to use the internet for teaching and use the internet to replace something that I might do at the board with a project that the kids could do on their own through a website that I created. And I think my favorite part about 502 was learning to write in HTML code. There was something ridiculously satisfying about taking this page that was completely blank and adding all of this stuff to it and hitting publish, and then there was this beautiful page that had color and graphics and links and videos, and everything was where it was supposed to be. And I thought, this is fun. This is way more fun than using a template. And then it can be frustrating when you forget to close a direction and nothing looks the way it's supposed to look. That was fun for me too, because I would like a challenge. And so it was fun to go back in and see where I made the mistake, fix it, and then have it do what I expected it to do. So 502 was probably one of my favorite classes, and I wish I would have been able to take more classes like that to become better at HTML and really take it to the next level, because I feel like that's definitely an area that I'm interested in. The next class that I thoroughly enjoyed was 503, the instructional design class. Mostly because I thought I was pretty good at relating what I expected from a project or what I wanted someone else to do. And so I started this project. Like 503 started with lots of little analogies, and then we got into our final project, and I chose iPads in the classroom and using a specific app called Toontastic for my students to prove to me that they were proficient in the difference between a function and a relation, and explain to me different types of functions. And their whole their objective behind this was they needed to explain it in a way that we could show this video to middle school kids and get them to understand at the beginning stages of algebra what all of this meant. So I started the project and I write things down and I think, oh, this is pretty good. And then I start to realize, as my peers are reviewing it and as my professor's reviewing it, that I'm leaving stuff out and I'm assuming a lot. And so what 503 really taught me was that I make a lot of assumptions about what my learners are bringing to the table and what someone who I expect to take over the lesson can do. And I need to be more purposeful in what I'm saying so that there's less confusion on both ends of the spectrum. So through the needs assessment, the learner analysis, the pre-survey, the post-survey, lots of discussion, I was able to see that I need to assume nothing and take my project from where I want it to be back down to nothing, and then build it back up to where I want to be so that I can fill in all those holes. And I really appreciated that. 503 has made me a better communicator and a better planner in my own daily lesson plans. And for that, I know my principal's really excited about that too. Finally, the last class that I just want to touch on, because I know I'm talking too much, is 543, social media in the classroom. And so social media, I was not on the bandwagon for Facebook, let me tell. Well, maybe I'm on the bandwagon now, but I wasn't, at the beginning, I didn't really get into Facebook. I remember back when we had dial-up and MySpace was around, and I created a MySpace account, but I didn't know what to do with it. And I think I checked it once. God knows, maybe I have a ton of messages. I should probably get on there and see if my account's still active. Anyway, so I didn't join Facebook until 2006 when my sister was getting married. And I joined Twitter, and then I didn't do anything with my Twitter account because Twitter really overwhelmed me, and it was confusing, and I just didn't see the point in Twitter. And Jackie, the professor for 543, she kind of laughed at me because, here I am. I chose to take this elective class for social media, and I'm not even a social media guru. And maybe that was a good thing, because I was able to really see how I can apply all of the different types of social media into the classroom. And it's not necessarily like just posting that, had coffee with a friend today, hashtag BFFs, whatever. But using Twitter and hashtags to have a conversation with the students in class, or to have them answer quiz questions, or to have them communicate with each other, to assign groups, and to be able to follow what each group is doing and each person in that group is doing in a much more fun and laid back way than paper and pencil and turning it in. So 543 was really eye-opening to me, and it really gave me a good foundation of where I'm taking my classroom. Even in math, we're able to use Twitter all the time. We have an Instagram account where I have challenged my kids that anytime they see something we're talking about out in the real world, that they can take a picture and they can post it to our Instagram page, and we can talk about it in class. And it opens up the conversation, and that's what I appreciate, is that we're using technology not to replace instruction, to enhance instruction, of course, but to open up conversations that we can have. And that's what our kids need to understand, is that technology isn't about playing for 8 hours on the same video game. It's about connecting and discussing. And that's the other thing I got from 543, was building my personal learning network and growing that to where I have friends that are all over the world. And I call them friends, and maybe they're colleagues, or maybe they're acquaintances, or maybe they're just people that think the same way I think, and we have some stuff in common, and so we share it. Whatever you want to tag it as, it's pretty fantastic to be getting advice from someone who's in Germany and who's experiencing similar frustrations in their environment that I'm experiencing in Podunk, Caldwell, Idaho with my students, and realizing that we're not as segregated as we really think we are. We all have the same hopes for our students. We all have the same dreams. We all want our content to be the best it can be. And personal learning environments give you access to other people that can help you grow as an individual. That never would have happened without EdTech 543. So in conclusion, I could go on and on and on about all of the things that I've learned, all of the things I'm excited to do after I get my degree, and all of the things that I've been honored to do as I've had my degree, or been working on my degree, I should say. But I'll wrap it up, and I just want to thank everyone in the EdTech department for their guidance, for the questions, for the lessons, for pushing me to think more about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I think if I could sum anything up, it would be, when I started this journey, I thought, yeah, I'm going into EdTech and I'm going to learn how to put technology in my classroom. And I'm ending it with why I'm putting technology at the forefront of learning in my classroom. And I think that's a big mind shift. And if nothing else, that's huge. And that's going to propel me to stay on the front part of this wave that we're riding, and hopefully always be the leader and never the follower when it comes to technology and getting other people inspired. So thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your consideration.